Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a layout for the Scraptember challenge. So today's theme or challenge or whatever you want to call it is a sketch, which you will have seen right before the video started. And I decided I was going to use my September kit, which is a fall themed kit. And I thought it would be kind of fun to do some raking leaf photos or raking leaves photos. And so here you can see I have these 4 photos. The sketch only calls for 3, but I decided to stick one more in there because that's what I had and I really liked all 3 of these photos, or 4 of these photos. So I did something stupid and I cut this piece of paper down, and then I decided not to use it and I was going to mat the photos with it. So when I went to go mat the 4th photo, I didn't have enough of it because I had already cut it down, and it made me so sad. So I'm going to work it out and I make it look fine, but I was really annoyed at myself that I cut it down to smaller pieces first, because I was thinking I was just going to like back the photo or have it peeking out from behind the photos, but then it didn't work out that way. So here is where I get frustrated because, yeah, I didn't have enough for that bottom one. So I am going to cut up smaller pieces and washi tape them to the back of the paper. And that works out just fine. And you can't even tell. It's just kind of frustrating when you do things like that and you're like, dang it. You wish you hadn't done it. So long story short, I shouldn't have cut that paper smaller like I had at the first of it. So now I am just going to glue down that photo onto that Frankenstein piece of paper, and it works out just fine. Then I am going to figure out which piece of paper I want to put in the background. Now I had this green polka dot, and it's an interesting color of green. I don't even know what to call it. I would say olive, but it's not really olive. I don't know. It's an interesting color of green, but it went really well with the photos and the papers that I already had used. And so I was like, okay, this is what it's going to be. Then I knew I had this autumn cut file in my kit, and I also knew that I had this A that I wanted to use to make the A because I had lost the cut file A. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with Close to My Heart sapphire ink. I did think about just stamping on the other side and just cutting out the A and having it be white like the others. In the end, I decide, you know what, I'm just going to make my life easy and just do it like a normal stamp. And it looks fine, and I love it. So I'm just going to cut that out, leaving a little bit of a white border on the outside. And I'm also going to cut out the inside pieces as well, just so that it kind of goes along with the cut file piece. Yes, that did make my life a little harder, but not too much harder. So now I'm going to put away the stamp, and I'm going to start gluing everything down onto the layout. So because that wood grain background is gorgeous, I didn't want to waste a single piece of it. So I'm cutting it down, and I'm going to just glue the 2 sides to the green paper. So I'm using a white piece of cardstock just as a template to make it 12 by 12, and that works out pretty good. I'm going to glue the wood paper, and then I'm going to glue on the very edge of the yellow paper, or not the yellow, the green paper, and that works out just totally fine. And I really am glad that I saved some of that wood grain paper because it is gorgeous and I want to use it on another layout. So there we go. And it's not even, and I'm totally okay with that. I wasn't worried about both sides having the same amount of wood grain paper on them. It didn't bother me, and so I didn't worry about that. So here's where I cut out the inside of the And at first I was just thinking I was just going to use the word autumn as my title. But then I thought it would be kind of cool to use the alpha that I put in the kit. So I believe this is from Fresh Bouquet. I think that's what this alpha is from. Or it might be from Heritage, Maggie Holmes Heritage. I can't remember. So I'm just going to use this lowercase alpha, and it's just good. The title's just going to be Finishing Autumn Cleanup, because this was a couple days after the kids and I had done like raking of the leaves in the front yard, and then I decided to wait to do the backyard. And so this is Brennan and I doing the backyard one morning while Jonas was at school. I believe he was in kindergarten during this time. So yeah, so that's what Brennan and I did one day while Jonas was at school. Now I'm going to bring out all these cute chipboard leaves that I have in my homemade kit, and I am just going to start placing them around the layout. So I really liked that plaid red one, so I'm going to keep that one down there on the bottom. And now I am just going to start gluing down the title, which does take a little bit of time with how teeny tiny these lines are on the word autumn. It made it a little difficult to not get glue on my hands, but it's okay because it's all washable. So that's good. So I got that down, and then now I'm going to write out or put down the rest of the title, which I really love. Super simple and really pretty with the gold. So it's just going to be Finishing Autumn Cleanup, and then I'm going to glue down the leaf right there, and then I decided to bring in this other plaid leaf and put it on the right side of the word finishing. And I swear I thought I had another plaid one to put up in the other embellishment corner, but I didn't. So I'm going to kind of play around with each one of these little chipboard leaves, and I decide to go with these two plaid ones down in the bottom. So I'm going to glue them down using my Tombow Aqua Glue. This is my favorite glue to use to glue down chipboard, because chipboard is notorious for not sticking. I always use my Tombow Aqua Glue to make sure it stays. Now here I'm going to bring in these two cute little tags. I want to say these ones were from an old Citrus Twist kit. So I'm going to put that tag right there. Then I'm going to bring this yellow tag in, and I'm going to put that one, I'm actually going to move the leaf under that top photo. I'm going to move it down. There we go. So this is what this one's going to look like. Oh, excuse me. Totally was not expecting that yawn. And then now I'm gluing down this pretty yellow and orange leaf with some gold foil on it. Now I'm thinking, okay, I need an area up here in the top right, because the sketch calls for a tag with journaling up there. And so I am going to cut up this Chamel piece of paper, and I am going to do my journaling on that. Here I kind of switch around the leaves once again for the 100th time, and now I'm going to start adding some of these cute enamel shape leaves and dots. I'm going to glue down that little journaling square that I cut out, and then glue down this gold glittery leaf. I really like that one. I thought that one was super pretty. And I'm going to add a couple more of the enamel shapes, and then this layout is done. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I keep yawning. I hope that you enjoyed this layout. Make sure you check out all the links below. I will have the other ladies' videos that are posting today. I believe it's Laura and Katie, and I'm not sure who else is guest designing today, if it's just me or somebody else. But I will have all those links below. Here you can see I am adding some shimmers paints I believe it's Glorious Day is the name of the color, and I think it's a Vibes, but I could be wrong. So I do add some splatters on this layout, and that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful scrappy day. Bye!